There are 5 stories that every one of our lives are made up of. The first story is the morality story, or our core value story. It's the story of who we are, how we live our life, how we want to express everything that we do, what we want to stand for. That story is truly the framework of all of the other stories. The second story is the story we tell ourselves. It is, quite honestly, the most powerful story, because the stories we tell ourselves are those that lead to the most action. What story are you telling yourself when you have success? What story are you telling yourself when you have failure? What story are you telling yourself when you have really difficult decisions to make? What story are you telling yourself that might be the default story whenever you're in a moment of conflict? We all tell ourselves stories in all sorts of moments, and it always leads to some action, or at times inaction. The third story is, what is the story that our sphere, those closest to us, are telling us? Now, quite honestly, we typically will come into some type of conflict between the story we tell ourselves and the story that our sphere is telling us. We might be telling ourselves that we should pursue more money, that we should purchase something or invest in something, or go get promoted at a certain company, do everything we can, take time away from our family and invest it in our job. But our sphere may be saying, no, you need to be more present with your wife, with your husband, with your kid. Or maybe they're saying money isn't everything, time is more important. And then we have a conflict. We have a decision to make in that moment. So the second story is those that care about your life, the sphere, and what stories they are telling you and how that impacts your life. The fourth story is the story of social. And we have seen a massive impact of the social story of the pandemic, of COVID. Mask, no mask, vaccine, no vaccine. That story has affected the way that people have chosen to live their lives, what jobs they keep, what jobs they leave. But there's also stories like politics, and there's also stories from influencers, or from podcasts that we listen to, or books that we listen to. Or maybe it's just people that are in our sphere, that are acquaintances, but we see what they're putting out on social media, which gives us another story to tune into. And then lastly, what is the story that you're sharing? What's the story that you share when you have a moment of success, when you have a moment of failure? Is your social and your life just a highlight reel? Do you just tell the stories that are easy to tell, the stories that paint the right picture? Are you always just trying to control the narrative? Or are you vulnerable? Are you honest? Do you have moments where you tell a story that may be difficult to tell, but you know it's going to have impact on people's lives? Those are the 5 stories that are the framework that make up every one of our lives. And those 5 stories, every single day we have a choice. Which one are we going to tune into? Which one are we going to block out? Which are we going to elect to have an impact on us? Which one are we going to say, no, I'm not listening to that story now? Which one are we going to pursue and be an intentional person about listening? Who do I need to listen to? What's the story I need to tune into? I don't care whether you're in leadership, you're in sales, you're a business owner, you're a mother, you're a father, professional athlete. It doesn't matter what you do or who you are. These are the 5 stories that will govern and make up your life. So choose them wisely. Listen to them wisely. Be intentional about the story that you're telling, the story that you're earning, and who you are writing a future story with.